A steamy afternoon in Death Valley. Dabo Sweeney's Clemson Tigers look to extend the nation's longest winning streak to 17. With Trevor Lawrence as their starting quarterback, they've won their last 11 by 20 points or more. Today, they face what is likely their toughest test of the regular season. Jimbo Fisher's Aggies took Clemson to the wire last year behind 430 yards from Mond. And Fisher says his quarterback is much better than a year ago. It's number 12 Texas A&M and number 1 Clemson. And it is 96 degrees here at Memorial Stadium. We're moments away from the hottest opening kickoff ever in Clemson and from one of the most anticipated non-conference games of this college football season. SEC and ACC, Texas A&M and Clemson. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. Sean McDonough along with Todd Blackledge will be joined in just a moment by Holly Rowe. Delighted to have you with us. Clemson didn't have a lot of competition last year, Todd, on its way to 15-0 in the national championship. But in game 2 of the year at College Station, they won by only 2. They survived a 2-point conversion attempt by A&M in the final minute. And it's a very confident Aggie team that comes here as a result, led by their quarterback, Mond.
Well, and he should be confident. Last year, he showed out in this game. 430 yards and 3 touchdowns. And the reason he created so much problem for this vaunted Clemson defense was his ability to extend plays with his legs and make throws on the run. Now, this year, he's better in 2 ways. His decision-making and his accuracy. Watch this play from the opener last week. Play action. He makes a quick read. He sets his feet calmly in the pocket and delivers an on-time strike for the touchdown. But he still has an ability to do the magical things on the move. This throw right here, Sean, there's only a handful, a small handful of guys in all of college football that can make that throw.
And, of course, when the Aggies are on defense, a lot to handle. As a matter of fact, Mike Elko, the defensive coordinator, said it's a historically great combination of quarterback and wide receiver for the Clemson Tigers, who are now taking the field here at Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, it's as explosive of an offensive group as you're ever going to see in college football with this Clemson Tiger offense led by their quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. And the more that Trevor Lawrence played last year, the better he got. I mean, he just kept getting smarter and smarter. By the time he got to the playoffs, he was absolutely unstoppable. Speedy Travis Etienne ran for a career-high 205 yards last week. And then out wide, they've got 2 6'4" acrobats. Justin Ross was the leading receiver. T. Higgins led him in touchdowns a year ago. It's almost unfair, the weapons that they have at Clemson.
Tigers still taking the field, winners of 16 in a row. 17th straight win would tie the school record. They've won 16 straight games here at home. They've won 30 straight games on Saturdays. Fired up sellout crowd as usual here at Death Valley. We mentioned a moment ago, Texas A&M's coaches and Kellen Mond himself believe he's much improved over a year ago, particularly as a thrower and decision maker. And as we welcome in Holly Rowe, Holly, the Clemson folks believe Trevor Lawrence is better than a year ago, and that's a scary thought.
Well, that's because he is. After he did such a great job last year winning the national championship, when he and Dabo Sweeney met for his exit interview in the spring, he still set some goals for himself this season. One was to get stronger, and we really saw that in that first game where he had to track down a defender after an interception. He called it a dumb mistake, but what was really amazing is that the 6'6" quarterback was the fastest player on the field for Clemson in that game 1 as measured by their Catapult GPS system. That's something at 6'6". He also started using his legs more in the quarterback run game with some zone read touchdowns. Guys, he said that he's not going to go crazy back there, but at times he felt trapped last year behind the line of scrimmage, wanting to run more and showcase that athleticism. We're seeing a more confident, bigger, stronger Trevor Lawrence, and it's a good reminder he's pretty good with his legs. That could be terrifying for the competition.
Meanwhile, Kellen Mond, the junior from San Antonio, leads a very confident Aggie team here. As a matter of fact, their starting left guard, Jared Hocker, predicted an upset win earlier in the year. Some coaches might have bristled. Jimbo Fisher said, I like the fact that they expect to win.
Yeah, I'm not sure they needed to say that. It's good to believe that. But I'll say this, it's a lot easier to say that when you don't have to face 3 first-round draft picks like Clemson had on their defensive line a year ago.
Clemson won the toss and deferred, so Jimbo Fisher elected to take the football first, and B.T. Potter will kick off with a light breeze at his back. The Crowd here would like more of a breeze to cool it off. 96 degrees at kickoff. The previous high at kickoff in this stadium was 95, which has happened twice in the past. So it's the warmest opening kickoff temperature ever here. And Clemson feels that's a big advantage with their depth. Potter has a strong leg, and he boots it out of the back of the end zone. So here comes Kellen Mond, junior from San Antonio, Texas. A couple of years of high school football there, and then he went to IMG Academy to finish up down in Florida. Jimbo. 275.5 total yards per game last season.
Jimbo Fisher is as good of a quarterback coach as you'll find in college football, and this is Kellen Mond's second full year in his system. That's why everybody expects to see a jump in his productivity and his efficiency.
They open from the 25-yard line. Jayshon Corbin is the running back as they operate out of the pistol. The play fake inside, and they throw to single coverage and a drop ball. Courtney Davis turned and was open. Darian Kendrick, a converted wide receiver, is the cornerback in coverage for the Tigers.
And that's who is going to get the most throws his way. Darian Kendrick, a very talented athlete, but A.J. Terrell on the other side is a proven commodity at corner. So expect number one to get a lot of throws his way.
Brent Venables, defensive coordinator for Clemson, said this is the best quarterback they'll face this year and likely the best receiving group, with Davis, Jamon Osmond, Kendrick, Rogers, the headliners, out wide. They have 4 wide receivers on 2nd and 10. And a deep throw by Mond, and he's off target. That might have been a touchdown, but it was a stride too long for Cameron Buckley, who got behind Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah, these are the kind of throws that you can't let get by. I mean, when you get coverage like this, that's a linebacker. Simmons running on a wide receiver. You got a slot receiver on a linebacker. Could have been a big play, maybe a touchdown, and it was an overthrow, and now you've got 3rd and 10 on your first possession.
And that's where they're looking for improvement from Mond. Just 56% career completion percentage. They expect much higher. He's revamped his mechanics, and Todd will talk more about that as we go. But a big opportunity for a big strike early. 3 wide receivers. Corbin, the running back, to the left of Mond. Dealing with the deafening noise in one of the loudest venues in college football. Design quarterback run. And he got belted after a 4-yard gain by Kayvon Wallace, the senior safety, making his 23rd career start.
Well, good start for the Clemson defense. Again, so much being made of the fact 6 of their starting 7 of their front 7 all gone, most of them to the NFL. A lot of new faces in starting roles, but guys who played significant snaps a year ago.
Well, here's Braden Mann to punt. Had the greatest season in the history of college football last year when he averaged 51 yards per punt. Was the Ray Guy Award winner, unanimous All-American, and that's a good kick. Long and out of bounds to prevent a return by Darian Kendrick. And Trevor Lawrence and Clemson will begin from the 27-yard line. True sophomore from Cartersville, Georgia. Jamel Holloway, the last freshman quarterback to lead his team to a national title back in '85 before Lawrence did it. And that win over Alabama when he was tremendous.
His ability to see and process things quickly at such a young age is what was remarkable about him last year.
Gave himself a middling grade in their opening win against Georgia Tech. It wasn't his best night for sure. He's pressured early. Gets it off in the flat for a short gain to J.C. Chalk, the new starting tight end, just his 6th career catch, the junior from Argyle, Texas.
Right away, you see Justin Matabike, their best defensive lineman, creating pressure. And he's going to be a handful for this Clemson offensive line. It's a veteran group, but that guy's as good as anybody in the country, number 52.
They lost 3 defensive linemen. 3 starters off their A&M team of a year ago. 2 of them drafted in the NFL, but the coaches like this group. They're immediately pressuring Lawrence again, who dumped it off in a screen to Travis Etienne, who got taken down by Anthony Hines at the 32. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
In 2 plays in a row, you're getting pressure or a hit on the quarterback. And that's Mike Elko, the defensive coordinator. He's got to be pleased with that. First 3rd down situation for his defense.
4 returning starters on the offensive line for Clemson. The only newcomer, the left tackle, Jackson Carman. On 3rd and 5. Pressure again. Lawrence on target. First down. Out across the 45 goes Justin Ross.
Well, they want to move Justin Ross around, and they're going to put him in the slot a lot. He's in the slot. There's nobody right here in this area. That's going to be too easy of a throw. They try to run a linebacker out underneath it, but that's not good enough for Justin Ross. He's too good a receiver. Better put a body over top of him.
Now Etienne, who was tremendous in that opening win against Georgia Tech. He gets dropped by Tyree Johnson here for a loss. He ran for a career-high 205 yards on just 12 carries. They rushed for 411 in their opening win.
Texas A&M's defense against the run last year, even though they lost some guys, 3rd best in the country. And they really did a great job against Clemson in that game in College Station.
They gave up only 95 yards per game on the ground. They think they can stop the run. Trevor Lawrence, beautiful on-target throw to the sideline to the big target. Justin Ross, 6'4" and 205, sophomore from Phoenix City, Alabama, good for 24.
Well, play action. Again, they're finding the hole in between the coverage. This time there is a corner up, but the safety is late getting over the top. Miles Jones is the corner underneath, but the play fake held the safety, and Lawrence was on target.
Back to the ground to Travis Etienne, and he gets buried after crossing the 30. I don't think that's a big surprise to anybody who's been paying attention to Army football the last few years. On 2nd and 8. Out wide, Ross again, and he gets corralled by Miles Jones. Loss on the play of a yard.
Justin Ross is one of those guys that Dabo Sweeney said when he showed up, he was ready to play, ready to put it in play right away from high school. Never started a game last year, only played 1 play in the game against A&M last year. Still led the team in receiving when it was all said and done.
Yeah, he led them in receiving yards last year with an even 1,000 as a true freshman. Can they convert again on 3rd down and 9? This time for Trevor Lawrence, and a deep throw to the end zone, too deep. Looking again for Ross. Good coverage. With Miles Jones in coverage.
Good coverage by Jones. Now, the one thing with Texas A&M, their corners are big. Miles Jones is 6'4", so he's got the same body type as Justin Ross or T. Higgins, and he's in good coverage. Watch the coverage by number 10. He's got eyes on the quarterback, little hand on the receiver. He's got his eyes on the football. That's just great coverage. That's going to take a perfect throw to convert there, and a nice stop by the A&M defense.
B.T. Potter, new field goal kicker this year, taking over for the veteran Greg Hugel. 2 for 2 in his career, 1 for 1 in the opener with a 51-yarder. He's got a big leg, and that one is wide right. Plenty of leg from 47. And the Aggies take over. In a scoreless game, we've played just more than 4.5 minutes in sweltering Death Valley.
Well, Kellen Mond, for him right now, he's got to get a completion. Even if it's a little 2- or 3-yard throw, he's got to get something positive to happen for him in the throw game.
Perhaps a little too amped up on this big stage. Determined to prove he is one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Hands to Jayshon Corbin, and gets banged out of bounds after a short game. Holly?
Well, Todd, you mentioned about the accuracy of Kellen Mond, and just something to consider. It is very hot down here, about 96 degrees, but it's even hotter on the field where that heat is radiating up from the surface. I see Kellen Mond with sweat on the top of his hands. He keeps wiping it off on that towel on the side of his pants. And we talked to the coaches. They said heat shouldn't be an issue. Texas A&M fall camp was about 100 degrees for 10 straight days. But just tell your body that you shouldn't be worried about the heat. He's continuing to sweat. We'll see if it affects him.
Everybody's going to sweat here today. The Aggies said they weren't worried about the heat. They had a prolonged stretch in preseason camp, and it was over 100 for a couple of weeks. It's actually hotter in College Station right now, right around 100, than it is here. Mond throws on target. If his receiver, Osmond, could stay on his feet, he had more, but he got the first down with about a half-yard to spare.
I was just going to add on to what Holly was saying with the sweat in the hands. Is the one thing I noticed when we shook Kellen Mond's hand last night, he's got a big, strong hand. And that comes in handy on a day like this. But that's the kind of play he needed right there. Just a nice completion, move the sticks. Now take a deep breath and settle into Jimbo's game plan.
Mond said at SEC Media Day when he was asked if he thought he was the best quarterback in the SEC, he said, "I think I am." Of course, Tua Tagovailoa, Jake Fromm, among others, in that conference. But again, the Aggies in no hurry. Mond keeps. And he's chopped out at the 35 by Darian Kendrick.
Well, they read Isaiah Simmons on that time. They put him on an island. He's a great player. He's rangy, number 11 for Clemson, but they just ran that option right at him. And Kellen Mond pressed him, and as soon as he stepped towards the back, Kellen Mond cut it inside for a nice gain.
Former safety, now really a hybrid. He plays all over the place. Tremendous athletic ability, including the 4.31 40 at 230 pounds. An emerging star in college football. Corbin, nice cut to the inside, and he gets very close to another first down at the 32. Tackled by Chad Smith, a linebacker, graduate student from Sterling, Virginia.
Chad Smith, one of the new starting linebackers, made the tackle. Isaiah Simmons kind of overran the play. 2 plays in a row, they kind of went at one of the best players on this Clemson defense. They have 3 elite players. Simmons is one, the corner A.J. Terrell is the other, and the third one is Xavier Thomas, their best rusher, number 3. He's been pretty quiet so far in the ball game. Here he is right here.
3rd and 1, perhaps 4-down territory here for A&M. It would be a long field goal into the breeze. Fullback Baldry in the game again. Corbin just enough for the first down with a yard to spare. And a nice drive here for Texas A&M.
And no big runs, Sean, but just effective runs. They've got the yards that they've needed, and that offensive line is getting a chance to come off the football and pound a little bit on this new defensive front. And the other thing it's doing, it's resting Mike Elko's defense. You know, this is a nice time-consuming drive right here for the Aggie offense.
Well, these two coaching staffs familiar with each other. You mentioned a moment ago Jimbo Fisher and Brent Venables matching wits. Back to the 2004 meeting between LSU and Oklahoma. Of course, they played each other for 8 years when Jimbo was at Florida State and Dabo and his staff were here. Long throw to the sideline and incomplete. Venables and Fisher. Weltering afternoon, and A&M doing exactly what it hoped to do coming in.
One thing we haven't seen from A&M yet is a screen. They are a big screen team. Jimbo Fisher has always been a screen guy, and 2nd and 10 is a good down for it.
They ran several against Clemson. Then the 2-point loss to the Tigers in College Station game 2 of last season. Mond just 2 out of 7 passing for 14 yards. Throws dropped. On target for Kendrick Rogers, who had the best game of his career against Clemson last year. 7 for 120, and 2 of those 7 catches went for touchdowns. All of those numbers career highs.
A couple really tough, hard block catches too, where he really had to go up and battle for the football. 3rd down and 10 right now. If you're Texas A&M, you better account for Xavier Thomas on the rush. He's not been a factor yet, but 3rd and 10 is his down. You better have a little extra attention on number 3 in the orange jersey.
They bring pressure. Mond got it off quickly to Cameron Buckley. He escapes the tackle and has the first down. Big whiff on the far sideline. And it's a 20-yard gain for Cameron Buckley.
Yeah, this is Nolan Turner that's going to be in coverage, number 24. And all you're hoping for is to just see if he can make one guy miss. Nice stiff arm by Buckley. They missed Buckley on the big play in the first possession. That time they get him the football, and he makes a nice play one-on-one. This is the part of the field now where you think about Kendrick Rogers, their big wide receiver, something towards the end zone. Here he is right here, the biggest target they have.
They don't have to snap it again here in the first quarter. They do. And the throw incomplete off the hands of Glenn Beal, sophomore from New Orleans. really a newcomer in their rotation. They lost Jay Sternberger to the NFL, their tight end from a year ago, and their leading receiver. No score, certainly going A&M's way. Our coverage will return after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Terrific drive engineered by Kellen Mond. Scoreless first quarter. This will be the first play of the second quarter. And the Aggies on the move. 14th play of the possession. Second down and 10 at the Tigers' 15. Clemson rushes only 3 all day for Mond. Check down, incomplete off the hands of Kendrick Rogers, and even on a pass that short, kind of disturbingly off target if you're an Aggie fan.
Well, not only was it a poor throw, but he had a running lane to his left. Watch this play open up. The crossing route is going to come from this area, but watch this opening right in here. If he takes off, he's got one guy to make miss. He's an excellent runner. That's one he should have pulled down and run, and probably had a better chance to make the first down than on that throw. Just 3 of 11, and that's not the kind of start he wanted, even though the game's going the way A&M wants it to go.
They've run twice as many plays as Clemson, 22-11. This is the 23rd Aggie snap, and a run on 3rd and 10, and nothing doing for Jayshon Corbin. And here comes the field goal unit for Jimbo Fisher.
I think that's Jimbo saying, look, my quarterback's got to settle down. He's not throwing the ball really well right now. They ran the ball back to the middle to set up a field goal attempt from the middle of the field.
So here's Seth Small, returning field goal kicker from last year. This year 2 for 2 in the opener, 2 chip shots against the Texas State Bobcats at 22 and 26. This is from 32 yards and right down the middle. And Texas A&M is on the board first in the opening minute of the second quarter. Overall, as we mentioned, Clemson's won 16 in a row. They've won 16 straight here. Haven't lost here since that upset loss to Pittsburgh in November of 2016. They won 18 straight September games.
Clemson's missing a guy on their kickoff return team. Kind of rare to see. Dabo said one of the things he loved about last week is just how clean and everything was focused. They were ready to play.
Well, both coaches thought their teams were pretty crisp for an opening game last week. Braden Mann's kickoff returnable. Joseph Ngata, a highly touted freshman, stumbles down shy of the 20. Holly?
Well, guys, Aggies had a running back committed for about 8 to 9 months. It was a pretty high-profile kid, and it's Travis Etienne. He's now playing for Clemson. He was originally out of Louisiana, but he committed to the Aggies. He said he was really solid on them for quite a while until there was a coaching change. Some of the things were shaking up around that program, and he decided to decommit and open his recruitment late. He swooped in. Dabo Sweeney got him at the very last minute, and here he is wearing the orange. He's one of the best running backs in the country. Could have been an Aggie if not for that shakeup of the coaching staff. But guys, he's happy that he's here at Clemson. He believes he's right at home.
He was surprised when he got the call from the Clemson coaches. Lawrence connects on a slant to T. Higgins, and a Clemson first down, or is it? Nope, they're going to mark it just short by about a yard. Charles Oliver, the tackle.
Well, what I am seeing from Mike Elko's defense right now is he's going to try to sneak an extra guy in the box as often as he can to stop Travis Etienne, and then hope he can take his chances on the outside against these tall receivers. He does not want Travis Etienne to beat him. He's going to force Trevor Lawrence to run a little bit. There's Mike Elko right there in the white hat. He's going to force Lawrence to run, and he's going to hope his corners can hold up against these wideouts.
Terrific defensive coordinator. Spent a long time with Dave Clawson, now the head coach at Wake Forest. But Brian Kelly from Notre Dame lured him away. He was there 1 year, and then Jimbo Fisher brought him over last year to A&M. Lawrence, deep throw, up for grabs, and incomplete. Well covered. You mentioned the size of Miles Jones, and there it is. Like Elko says, Clemson wins a lot of jump balls, but we have big guys who can compete for those.
You got to be on the same plane as these wide receivers. You can't get beat off the line of scrimmage. First of all, you got to be even with them so you can go up and fight for the football. And you can't do it any better than Miles Jones. Actually, in that case, Justin Ross became a defender to knock the ball away.
ETN, the running back, 4 wide receivers, 3 to the right of Lawrence. ETN blazing speed as he gets loose for the first time today. Down to the Aggies 44-yard line.
Great call this time by Tony Elliott and Jeff Scott. We can't run Travis Etienne. Let's get him the ball in space. Get some linemen out in front. John Simpson, the left guard, with a huge block. And that guy can find openings. He doesn't take a big crease with his speed.
28-yard gain. Lawrence, a quick pop to his right to Justin Ross, who goes down forward for an extra yard.
Clemson speeding up their tempo a little bit here as well.
Mike Elko said the key, he believes, is to try to make it hard for Lawrence to figure out how many men are in the box for the A&M defense. He says if you make it simple, he's either going to know that he should run or pass. So we have to make it look like we have X number of people in the box and then try to change it and confuse him. Not confused here. ETN outside. Stumbles out of bounds with a first down for Clemson. Inside the 30.
Well, here's exactly what you're talking about, Sean. On this play, they're going to bring this safety late into the box to add an extra defender. The problem is he misses the tackle. He's unblocked, but he misses the tackle. He takes the wrong angle to the football. They don't get him on the ground, so it doesn't pay off.
That's a great example of it, Todd. He wasn't in the box to start the play. And a run straight ahead by ETN. One thing that I did not know, despite all the times that Clemson and Florida State played in meaningful games when Jimbo was in Tallahassee, Jimbo started as a college student here at Clemson. He spent 1 semester here, was going to be a baseball player, was on scholarship, but it was in that fall when he first got here, he realized that he missed football too much, wouldn't be able to play here, so he transferred to play for Terry Baum at Salem College. ETN dumped for a loss. They'll give him the 30-yard line before he was driven back by Buddy Johnson.
Buddy Johnson, the new starting middle linebacker, is going to fill the gap. Comes in there unblocked, takes a good path to the football, and then wraps up the tackle. And again, that is the focal point, I think, for this A&M defense. Stop Travis Etienne and take our chances with the passing game of Trevor Lawrence and these big receivers.
Jaden Peavy, Holly tells us, quick tape job on his left ankle. He's back on the field for the A&M defense. They lead 3-0. 3rd down and 11. Lawrence forced to scramble. Now throws, has 2 receivers open, and a Clemson touchdown. Justin Ross. 30-yard touchdown, and the Tigers lead for the first time today on their first score.
We talk about Kellen Mond's ability to extend plays with his legs. Holly talked about he wants to use his legs more this season. That's a perfect example. It was good coverage initially. The pocket broke down, and Trevor Lawrence extended the play.
B.T. Potter adds the extra point. 7-3, Clemson has all the physical skills, it would seem. He has the leadership qualities, and Dabo, Sweeney, and Lawrence's teammates talked to us about how that has really emerged in the offseason. It was Kelly Bryant's team at the beginning of last year. He was the returning starting quarterback. But it's clearly Lawrence's team now. Potter's kickoff is a touchback. Mond checked it down to Kendrick Rogers. He tried to split 2 defenders, got upended by Darian Kendrick with help from Nolan Turner.
Very good decision that time by Kellen Mond. It was only a 3-man rush. Clemson dropped 8. They're more of a pressure team, and Kellen Mond was patient, and he found an open outlet receiver in Rogers, and now they got a second and normal kind of situation here.
Lots of movement. Clemson showing a corner blitz. Corbin spun around and stacked up after a short gain to the 31. 3rd down and 4, A&M trailing 7-3.
Another three-man front look. Now, Clemson has pressured out of this. They got three safeties deep also.
Xavier Thomas off the field with an apparent ankle injury. Mond on target. And where will they mark the ball here? It's actually out, but ruled down. Kendrick Rogers.
I think his forward progress is going to give him a first down. I mean, he did lose ground, but I think his forward progress is going to give him a first down.
And that's where they are marking it, out at the 38-yard line, well past the line to gain. I thought after he bounced off the hit, he was still alive and circling back to try to gain more yardage. But
Mond did a good job staying in there under pressure.
I'd like to bring in Bill Lamagna about that play. I mean, for a second there, it looked like Rogers was completely free of the tackle and still on his feet. And the play continued. They gave him the forward progress. And the clock runs down to 9 minutes to go in the first half. Clemson blitzes, and Mond runs right by K'Von Wallace, the blitzer. The ball's out, and the Tigers have it at the 46-yard line.
Well, it was Nolan Turner, number 24, who's going to force the fumble. It's a good run, but Nolan Turner's going to come off the block and knock the football out, and then Skowski's going to be the guy who comes up with the football. Nolan Turner, who got beat on the third down play one-on-one, comes up with a huge play, forcing the fumble, and that time the ball is clearly out, and the Tigers are in business again.
6 straight games with a takeaway. That was a problem last year for A&M. They were -7 in turnover margin because their defense had just 11 takeaways all year. Excellent field position, the +46. Lynn J. Dixon, the speedy backup to Travis Etienne, chased out of bounds. Damani Richardson, true freshman starting safety, ran him out. By the way, it's a moot point now, but I do think Bill Lamagna, our rules expert, agree with me about the spot. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I do agree with you, Sean. He was free from that hit. He had the opportunity to lose yardage, gain yardage. So you can't give him the best of one world.
Lynn J. Dixon. I like that, Bill. That's the first down. Is that a new expression you've had the offseason? Step up your game, which was already very strong.
I've always used it at the clinics and that if you're going to rule forward progress, it's just over. But if you're not going to rule it, he can gain, he can lose, he can fumble, he can score. So he's got to deal with both ends of it.
Best of one world.
Travis Etienne back in at running back. Lawrence faked it to him. Throws on the run and over the head of Justin Ross. Perhaps a throwaway. There were 2 defenders there for Texas A&M.
Had Amari Rogers on the backside. Even though he was rolling to the right, he had single coverage with Amari Rogers on the backside of that play. We haven't mentioned yet the other starting corner. We've talked about Miles Jones. Elijah Blades is the other starting cornerback, number 2. Junior college transfer, just got here in the summer. And they're very high on him, but this is his first big game for A&M as well.
Another inside fake. Lawrence pulls it down, showing that improved speed. They got chopped down at the 25, very close to another first down, and it was by that man you just mentioned, Todd, Elijah Blades, the JC transfer from Arizona Western.
And this was not a design quarterback run. It was play action pass. He didn't like what he saw downfield, and he makes a quick decision to get north and south and get the first down. This is where they're so dangerous. You've got Etienne and you've got these tall receivers running towards the end zone.
Etienne, the ACC Player of the Year a year ago. Amari Rogers escapes from one tackle, got a yard, and that's all. Miles Jones had trouble, and Leon O'Neal came over to help out.
Well, Amari Rogers is built more like a running back at 5'10", 215 pounds. And when he gets the ball in his hands, he runs like a running back. That's how he was able to just run out of that tackle of Miles Jones. Not built like the other wide receivers on this Clemson roster.
You heard the big roar from the crowd when the public address announcer mentioned Rodgers' name coming back today from the ACL. Blitz. Lawrence gets away, throws it away. It was Elijah Blades coming on the corner blitz, and Lawrence did well to get rid of it.
Yeah, Elijah Blades, corner blitz in college football is effective when it comes from the short side of the field. And Trevor Lawrence didn't see it. At the last minute, he saw it.
Offense, number 16. Who's not outside of the tackle box. Lost him down at the spot of the foul. Third down.
That's a very good call. The ball was on the left hash, and he threw it just barely off the left hash. So I think that's the right call. See, the ball snapped on the left hash. Here's the pressure. He knows he's got to get rid of it because Bobby Brown's coming. He's not outside the tackle box. That's a good call.
So it's a big penalty. Back to the 30-yard line. Third down and 26. They are in field goal range for B.T. Potter. Lynn J. Dixon comes in as the running back. 4 receivers spread the field for Clemson. Let's see how they play it. Lawrence deep down the middle and caught. T. Higgins couldn't break the tackle. He's well short of the first down. Damani Rogers, the true freshman, Waxahachie, Texas, with the big tackle to force a field goal try.
That was a great tackle by the freshman Richardson because T. Higgins is a big physical receiver, and if he doesn't wrap him up, Higgins is going to get the first down, maybe a touchdown. That was a touchdown-saving tackle to force this field goal attempt.
From B.T. Potter. Missed from 47 in the other direction in the first quarter, wide right. 30-yard attempt is good. Out of the hole to Dabo Sweeney's son, Will Sweeney, and a good snap by Patrick Phibbs.
Good job by Sweeney, getting it down, getting the laces turned. Well done.
Sam Ellinger, we were there when he said after they beat Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, we're back. We'll see just how back they are after they played the number 16 in the country tonight. Potter's kickoff, a touchback here. Out of the pistol, Kellen Mond gave it off to Jay Sean Corbin. And Logan Rudolph, the other defensive end, tripped him up. He's the brother of the Pittsburgh Steelers backup quarterback Mason Rudolph, formerly of Oklahoma State.
Right now, if I'm Brent Venables, I'm saying the way this game is going, I'm going to really crowd the line of scrimmage now to stop the run and force Kellen Mond to throw the football because he's not been accurate here through the first half. Take away the run, make him beat me throwing the football, and until he gets hot, don't really change that philosophy.
Mond 5 out of 13 for just 51 yards. Been off target from the start. He's blitzed from behind. His pass is batted down by Jordan Williams. (18 years, 264 days). On 3rd and 9. Mond blitzed again. Didn't see what he turned into. A.J. Terrell, the blitzer, and Xavier Thomas, bad ankle and all, also putting the heat on Kellen Mond.
Well, first of all, Xavier Thomas looks just fine. Thank you very much. He's going to come from right here. The corner blitz again from the short side of the field. A.J. Terrell, and they meet with a force at the quarterback. Well-timed, well-called, 3rd and 10. They brought pressure, and Kellen Mond couldn't get rid of the football.
Here's Braden Mann to punt. And looking into the sunshine, Darion Kendrick. We were here around this time last year, Todd, and saw punt returners looking in this direction have trouble fielding footballs. Remember when Syracuse was here, Amari Rogers had trouble with a few. This is a bomb by Mann. No problem on the catch from Darion Kendrick. An excellent coverage.
And a
flag down. And at the end of it, it was Brian Johnson who brought down Kendrick immediately. He bounces off the pile. And goes ahead for a couple, and now Clemson has to keep an eye on the clock here. Under 2.5 to go. The Tigers do have all 3 timeouts.
It does not appear that Jaden Peavy is going to be back in the game for A&M anytime soon. Josh Rogers is now substituting in for Bobby Brown, so he might be the new tackle in that rotation.
Lawrence, man open, first down, 42-yard line. T. Higgins.
Buddy Johnson, the middle linebacker, got his hands on the football, but credit T. Higgins for not losing his concentration and making the catch. Watch Buddy Johnson right in the middle of the field. Number 1, he's going to get a hand on the football, but Higgins is able to still reach back and make the catch. I mean, these two guys, Higgins and Ross, make so many adjustments to the football in the air.
They're both 6'4". Amari Rogers stopped shy of midfield. And another big hand for him as they announce his name, coming back today from the ACL. Matabike is on the field for the Aggie defense. And they rallied the ball nicely to Lynn J. Dixon.
This possession, I think, is a critical possession for the A&M defense, because this is where they have to get a stop and no more points. It's already 10-3. Clemson is going to get the football to start the second half. They deferred after winning the toss, and so this is a time when A&M needs to really come up with a stop.
Pressure off the corner, and the run goes up the middle. Travis Etienne, first down. 2 timeouts left for Clemson, but they'll get a clock stoppage to move the chains. They're at the A&M 46.
Plenty of time here for Trevor Lawrence. Got the first down just inside of midfield.
After 13 for 23 in the opener against Georgia Tech, he's 15 for 19 today. He's used his legs effectively several times. He throws that ball away. You hear the referee's mic. The crowd wanted a late hit, and I think they're going to get it as Justin Matabike chased after Trevor Lawrence.
It's going to be roughing the passer, and it's an unnecessary penalty because he had already forced Trevor Lawrence to throw the football away. The pressure forced Lawrence to throw the football away, but the penalty is going to give him 15 more yards.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense, number 52. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
That could have been bad for Lawrence. Looked like his right leg bent awkwardly as he got wrestled down to the turf by the junior from McKinney, Texas, Justin Matabike.
Now in this formation right here, into the boundary, you've got T. Higgins as the slot, and Amari Rogers is outside. The slot usually draws coverage on a safety. See if they go to Higgins here on this play.
On 1st and 10 from the 31, Lawrence fires, caught. T. Higgins stopped short of the goal line. The rocket into coverage by Lawrence, and T. Higgins winning yet another jump ball.
This is a quarterback who has confidence, A, in his arm, and B, in his receiver. There's 2 defenders there. The ball's behind Higgins. He still reaches back and makes a whale of a catch.
1st and goal. Etienne stopped shy of the goal line.
Good place to use a timeout
of the half. Clemson.
Dabo Sweeney fired up. Another big head-to-head matchup against Jimbo Fisher. Jimbo was at Florida State from 2010 through 17. They went head-to-head 8 times. They went 4-4. In each instance, the winner of that game won the ACC Atlantic. And in 7 out of those 8 instances, the winning team went on and won the entire conference championship. Sweeney won last year at A&M, so he has the all-time lead against Jimbo 5-4, and he has a 16-3 lead today as Trevor Lawrence takes it in from a yard out.
Nice Nice read by Trevor Lawrence and a beautiful block by Luke Price. Watch the tight end, number 80, Luke Price, come over and get a block right on the end. Trevor Lawrence is going to fake in here and follow the block by Price. A&M is really locked in on number 9. Good block by Luke Price, and then Trevor Lawrence gets it in the end zone.
The extra point good by B.T. Potter. 17-3 Clemson at the half. Here's Hollywood Dabo.
Well, Coach Sweeney, early in that half, Texas A&M was kind of playing slow, keeping your offense off the field. How were you able to come on and establish some rhythm there to end the half?
Well, we just missed a couple of plays early. You know, we thought we had a chance at a touchdown. We probably didn't do a good job of subbing early. And then we come back and we were just off on the ball to Overton. So just missed a couple plays, and then they extended some drives. You know, they didn't get much out of it, but they were able to keep the ball for a little while and keep us off the field. But then we got in a little bit of a rhythm, and that's a heck of a 2-minute drive right there. Great job finishing. We got the run game going, and that's opened everything else up for us in the passing game. So a lot of big plays. Heck of a play here by T. Higgins. So tough half. We didn't play very good in the second half against these guys last year, so we got an opportunity to see if we can get better.
Thank you, Coach.
Got it.
That's not a coach eager just to run off to the locker room with a 1- or 2-word answer. State Farm halftime report coming your way after this message and a word from our ABC stations. And you're watching the ACC on ESPN from the home of the ACC champions, defending national champions, the Clemson Tigers, who lead Texas A&M 17-3 as we head for the second half. You're on a sweltering day, hottest opening kickoff temperature ever in Death Valley, rather, at 96 degrees. And we've had some texts from people in the stands. It is uncomfortable out there, and a lot for the players to deal with as well. Tale of 2 quarters. A&M really felt like it had things going its way in the first quarter, had that long drive that resulted in a field goal early in the second quarter, but then domination by Clemson.
Yeah. Well, and really in that first quarter, everything was going right for A&M. They couldn't get the ball in the end zone, and really it was Kellen Mond just never got going throwing the football. 5 of 14 in the first half, and that was really the difference, because at one point they had 10 more plays than Clemson. They were controlling the game, but they weren't making enough plays in the passing game, and pretty soon Trevor Lawrence started making his own plays in the second quarter.
Clemson had 11 first downs in the second quarter to 1 for A&M. They outgained the Aggies 195-18 in the second quarter. All of the scoring in this game was in the second quarter. A&M kicked the field goal to take a 3-0 lead, then 17 straight points for the Tigers, who will receive the opening kickoff from Braden Mann to begin the second half with Joseph Ngata, very talented true freshman out of Folsom, California. Dabo Sweeney continues to rave about.
How tall do you think he is? The receiver at Clemson, right? So he's
6'4", 6'5", and about 210, 215. And we haven't seen yet, at least called his name, Frank Latson, but he's another freshman wide receiver at 6'3" and about 200. That's a touchback, and here's our Pacific Life game summary.
For Kellen Mond, coming into this game, he played so well last year. This was a touchdown early on, and he just has not had the kind of game that he was hoping to have. But you know what? There's still 30 minutes left in the game. Meanwhile, Trevor Lawrence started to heat it up in the second quarter, 16 of 20, a lot of good decisions, used his legs, scrambled for a couple plays, and got his team out in front by 2 touchdowns.
And here comes Lawrence out of the gun. And Travis Etienne ahead for a yard. Moments ago, Hollywood Jimbo.
Well, Coach, as your players came out of the tunnel, I heard you say eliminate the clutter. What do you want them to do here in the second half?
Play one play at a time. We've had plenty of opportunity. We had plenty in the first drive. They made 2 or 3 good plays, and they had a drive. We were moving right back and fumble, gave it to them, and then give up a 90-yard drive, and then have a smart, we gave them a not very smart penalty when we had a sack. Just relax and play. I mean, Clemson is a very good football team, but we are too. We just got to relax and play one play at a time. And when those opportunities in front of you, take advantage of them. You're good enough to do it. Just make the plays.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
It's Josh Rogers back in there again, number 99 in the middle of that defensive front. Lawrence felt the pressure, fires low and incomplete. So after incompletion intended for Justin Ross, another one. And it's a 3-and-out to start the half for Clemson.
And those are two passes that Justin Ross had his hands on. The first one was a clear drop. That one was a lower throw, but still a catchable pass. Clemson will have to punt it away on their first possession.
Here's Will Spires to punt. He punted 8 times in College Station against the Aggies last year, the most he's ever had in a game. Rashad Paul back deep for it. Very good punt return. They come after Spires, and he hits one very high. A fair catch made at the 31-yard line, perhaps 32, and they put it down.
Well, Kellen Mond came in full of confidence, but never got on track. 5 of 14. This was the second play of the game. Could have been a touchdown to Buckley, but the entire first quarter he was overthrowing guys. He just was high with his throws. Part of that may be nervous energy. Part of it just not comfortable in the pocket, comfortable with his feet. Never got it going, but hey, he's got 30 more minutes to get that turned around.
Well, last year he was a work in progress. He'd come out of a spread offense, which he had also played in high school. He told us he had never taken a snap under center until Jimbo Fisher became his coach. Transition to a pro-style offense, but even as he was learning last year, he threw for a career-high 430. They also feel like mechanically he's better. That's a throw behind Davis.
Great catch. Did he hold on to it or not?
The Clemson defenders don't think so, but they give him the catch at the 45-yard line. And Todd, a couple of the things that you could elaborate on. They want him to hold the ball higher. Fast, he has a tendency to bring it down. Yeah. And to use his legs more. He's limping again.
Yeah, I think he's got cramps in his calf is what the problem is.
So Zach Calzada, true freshman backup, grabs his helmet. Seems hard to believe, Todd, that would happen so close to halftime. Usually on a hot day like today, they're all in there hydrating at the half. Mond, does he have his legs under him? Throws, and Davis couldn't hang on to that one with Nolan Turner in coverage.
Good throw. It looks like it's his right calf that might be bothering him, which is his plant leg when he throws the football. Which, you know, you can see he's holding that right toes up. It is his right calf that's bugging him. So they'll either keep him in the game, or if they take him out, they'll try to get some fluids in him quickly to try to get rid of that. But it's more of an annoyance than it is anything else right now for Kellen Mond.
Ideally, they'd like to continue this drive and work on that when they're on defense. 2nd and 10. 9.5 to go, third quarter. 17-3 Clemson. Screen for Jayshon Corbin, and he's run down from behind, just shy of midfield. Tanner Muse, the safety there.
Corbin's going to be slow getting up. I'll tell you what, you see the speed, the closing speed of Tanner Muse on that play. He's 6'2", 230 pounds, and he chased him down. Landed kind of awkwardly at the end of the play and grabbing the back of his leg.
So without Jayshon Corbin, they're starting running back on the field. Isaiah Spiller, true freshman, in at running back.
And the concern is not can he run the football, it's does he know what he's doing in pass protection. That's the big issue for a young back.
He is speedy. The quarterback, Kellen Mond's been limping. Looks like a right calf cramp. And Spiller, the freshman running back. They show blitz from Mond's right, and they come after him. He gets hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Intended for Cameron Buckley.
And Nolan Turner with good coverage downfield, and Chad Smith with pressure on the quarterback. But again, 3rd and 11, they've got to throw. There's no threat of any run or play action. And that plays right into the hands of the rush and the coverage.
Well, Mond limps off, the training staff right there to tend to his needs. And here's Braden Mann to punt. Just 117 yards of total offense for Texas A&M. Mond threw for 430 against Clemson last year. Darian Kendrick, the fair catch. Elijah Blades, who was injured earlier, is in the game, starting cornerback today for Texas A&M. Quick screen to Travis Etienne. They've done a great job collaring him. They actually grabbed him by the collar there for a horse collar. It was Damani Richardson, the safety.
In good position to make that a short game. And again, they are just so zeroed in on Travis Etienne. And that was just going to be a short game. Might have been the first down, but now you're going to add 15.
Personal foul. Horse collar tackle. Defense number 26. 15 yards to be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Elko watching again. His guys in good position. Where was the horse collar?
It wasn't.
Was it his left hand on the inside of the collar? Maybe it was the left hand, but the right hand was on the number.
What's bringing Bill Lamagna?
I think the left hand maybe was up around the neck there.
But if the left hand's in the front, the horse collar tackle has to be from the side shoulder to the back. And so I think the official with the right hand, he wanted it up higher. It should have been up above where the nameplate was if he was going to call the horse collar.
It was on the number, not on the nameplate. I think, Bill, because he went down so awkwardly, because he was pulled from the front, that's what drew the call.
Probably was a knee-jerk reaction.
It looked from up here like it was a horse collar, too.
The way he went down made it look like a horse collar for sure.
Then Etienne on the next play for 4. Still rushed for just 37 yards, 2.8 per carry.
Now this is their adjustment, and a really good adjustment by Tony Elliott and Jeff Scott. They know that he's not got a lot of running room in between the tackles, so let's just throw it to him out in space. Let him get out there, make somebody miss, get some blockers out in front of him, and let him use that speed. He just hasn't had a lot of openings to utilize his speed, except for those little pass plays. So dangerous, though. A 90-yard touchdown run last week against Georgia Tech.
Longest in the history of the stadium. They flip it to Justin Ross. He breaks the tackle, has another first down. You know, we've talked a lot, Todd, about how close the game was between these two teams last year. And Dabo Sweeney, when we visited him yesterday, said players overcame our coaching. He said Etienne had 8 carries the whole game. Lawrence threw only 9 passes. Justin Ross played 1 snap. Gage Cervenka, the offensive lineman, played 1 snap. He said they did a great job of overcoming our coaching. Jeff Scott, the offensive coordinator, told us yesterday Etienne will probably have 8 touches in the first 15 plays. To the end zone, and incomplete, and flags come flying down. Well, Elijah Blades had the coverage on T. Higgins.
This happens so often. It was a good play fake by Lawrence. Because the ball was underthrown, the defender is in a helpless situation. The receiver stops to come back to the ball, and the defender barrels into him.
Defense, number 2, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
There's no such thing as face guarding in college football, but on an underthrown ball, he can't put the brakes on, and he makes contact with the receiver coming back for the football.
And our view from the progressive pylon cam. It looks like pass interference, whether you're a pylon or a human spectator. Then Jay Dixon, the running back now. He finds a seam and puts his head down to get close to another first down inside the 5-yard line. Damani Richardson, the freshman safety, who Mike Elko raved about yesterday. He made the tackle. He said Richardson's extremely intelligent. He picked up the defense faster than any player that he has ever coached. That's why he's a starter as a true freshman. Taking over for Donovan Wilson, who was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, the leader of that defense last year, in the back. And there is a touchdown for Lynn J. Dixon.
That was the Clemson offensive line feeling a little fatigue out of that defensive unit. And just push it. I mean, they've got a couple backups in there. Matt Bockhorst is in at left guard. Got a couple big blocks on the last 2 plays. And they just pounded their way into the end zone there.
Dabo Sweeney talked a lot to us yesterday about depth, the importance of playing a lot of players. Last year, they averaged 72.5 players played per game. That was 17 more players per game than any other team that made the college football playoff. taking advantage of their depth again today. The backup running back Dixon with the latest touchdown. A touchback off the foot of D.T. Potter. Mond throwing on the run, Jamon Osborne. It's going to be a conversation. And is it going to be a catch? They're still discussing it. Looks like the players are moving toward the spot of the catch. Yes.
Well, this is what Kellen Mond did the entire game last year. Extend the play, beat the pressure with his legs, and then make throws down the field. It was very close. Did Osborne have 1 foot inbound when he secured the catch?
Apparently didn't see conclusive proof to overturn it, so a break for A&M. 1st and 10 from the 41. Mond, far sideline. No question about that catch. Jamon Osborne.
Well, Mond and Osborne were teammates at IMG, roommates, good friends, have good chemistry together as quarterback, wide receiver. Trying to get a little something going here.
Let's go to the 4th quarter. Clemson leading 24-3. ESPN's presentation of college football on ABC will return. This message and a word from our ABC stations. Getting to the 4th quarter here in Death Valley with Clemson leading Texas A&M 24-3 as we continue Dr. Pepper's championship drive game of the week. Kagan Baldry, the fullback, on the field. Stays in to help block for Mond. Another open receiver, Kendrick Rogers, with another 1st down for the Aggies. 12 minutes to go here. That momentum from the end of last season seems to be carrying over for Scott Frost's team. A pretty favorable schedule. It really gets tough late in the year. They'll do have Ohio State in a couple of weeks. 1st and 10. Mond incomplete. Intended for Courtney Davis with Darian Kendrick in coverage.
Perfect position by Kendrick. Moved from wide receiver. Was a high school quarterback. Played at South Point High School. 4 consecutive state championships. And Brent Venables says, you know, he loves the moment. I mean, he loves being out there competing. He's not afraid of anything. And boy, made a nice play there on that pass defense.
Kendrick, you mentioned 4 straight championships at some point. Then he comes here last year as a freshman and plays on a national championship winning team. So his last 5 teams have won it all. Mond steps into that throw. Courtney Davis trying to battle. He got wrestled down by Kendrick.
This is clearly the best possession Kellen Mond has had in the football game. He's delivered some nice, accurate throws. He's read what the defense has given him. And he's made the right decisions. And you can see when he gets his feet set, when he knows where he wants to go with the ball, he is a pretty accurate thrower.
He's completed 7 of his last 8. He's 15 of 28 for the game, or 174. No touchdowns or interceptions. They have just the field goal. That was the first score of the game in the 1st minute of the 2nd quarter. 24 in a row for Clemson since. Jamon Osborne out of bounds by Balin Spector, redshirt sophomore backup linebacker.
I think he could maybe even look to run the football at this part of the field now. Again, Clemson using that 3-3 look and mixing up when they pressure, but his ability to run in the red zone can be a real weapon for this offense. And you see Jayshon Corbin still on the bench out with the injury. That's why we have Isaiah Spiller, the freshman, in.
Second and 6. Courtney Davis tackled around the ankles by Nolan Turner, who has some help up top. Niles Pinckney rallied the ball as well, the defensive tackle. graduate student, been a backup here for the last several years, but with Furl, Lawrence, Wilkins, and Bryant all in the NFL, he's a starting defensive tackle. 3rd down and 5, under 10 minutes to go. Nice drive, but it's taking a long time for Kellen Mond and the Aggies, down by 21 points. Tigers crowd the line. They've blitzed a lot today. They bring pressure again. Mond lobs it up, and it's intercepted by Tanner Muse at the goal line. It's a touchback. The pressure affected Muse again, or Mond rather, and it was Muse with the interception, his second in as many games and his 5th.
Well, the 2 safeties. Kayvon Wallace, number 12, is the guy who gets the pressure. He forces the underthrow, and the other safety, Muse, is there for the interception. And what a stop by the Tiger defense.
Sean McDonough, Tom Blackledge, Holly Rowe, our producer Phil Dean, our director Scott Johnson, our terrific ABC ESPN crew, with you from the home of the national champions, the Clemson Tigers, who just intercepted a pass. The replay booth looking to see if Tanner Muse was down before he went into the end zone. Looked like his knee was down. The ball had not broken the plane to the end zone, so they might put that Bill Lamagna at the 1-yard line.
Philosophically, I like what the officials did. When it's that close, sell it as a touchback. But on that replay review with the pylon cams in that, he's down with a knee, and the ball has not broken the plane of the goal line. It's a correct reversal. It's a difference of 19 yards, and that might mean something to Texas A&M.
Well, it was a heck of a play, not only by Tanner Muse making the interception, but Logan Rudolph, the defensive end, was in man coverage on the back, and that's who Kellen Mond was trying to go to. He was in great position as well.
Struggling to get out of the end zone, Lynn J. Dixon.
Wow, if he did, it was barely out of the end zone.
Well, if the whistle stopped the play, it's only the penalty that's going to count, because the play didn't count. The ball would be on the 6 either way, wouldn't it?
And it would still be reviewable if you had 12 players or 11.
Lynn J. Dixon, the ball carrier. Keldrick Carper.
Well, right now, Clemson wants to use as much clock as they can. They want to get this ball out from the shadow of their own end zone, but in no hurry for sure.
You know, our friend John Gruden has said he'd like there to just be no more replay football. Get rid of it all. Let's go to the game played by human beings, coached by human beings, and officiated by human beings. And you have days like today where it's just one stoppage after another. I'm inclined to agree with him. Lynn J. Dixon run out of bounds by Elijah Blades. First down at the 20-yard line.
Well, Travis Etienne, they had his number, 15 carries, 49 yards. Lynn J. Dixon, 65 yards on only 9 carries, averaging over 7 yards a carry. Etienne, however, has been effective catching the football. That's when he has done his most damage.
Lynn J. Dixon stacked up after he crossed the 25-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Dabo Sweeney loves this freshman, Ngata. And he was blocking downfield on Miles Jones, and he talked about how physical he is, and he took him to the ground. He probably didn't hear the whistle, and he kept going, but he loves his work ethic and just the way he approaches his business here as a true freshman.
From Folsom, California, they don't typically recruit in California. Dabo told us he had a text message from a friend on the West Coast whose opinion he trusts. Dixon goes for a first down. So we have a great receiver out here you really should take a look at, and he's interested in Clemson. He's become a Clemson fan in recent years with all the success of the Tigers. Dabo said it's worth a phone call. Jeff Scott, one of the co-offensive coordinators, made the call to the young man, and he said he was so impressed by what the young man had to say on the phone that he said to Dabo, I think I need to make a trip out to the West Coast and meet this young man. Now he's a Clemson Tiger, and they think he's the next great one. And Ngata right on cue makes the catch into Aggie territory at the 41-yard line, a gain of 25.
Beautiful back shoulder throw by Trevor Lawrence. Big receiver, impossible to defend when the ball is put there, and they got to adjust to it. You know, Jeff Scott was telling us, he asked him, why do you wear number 10? He said, well, you know, 10, I want to be the best I can, and 10 is the best. 1 to 10, 10's the best. And he said, you know, we have a saying here at Clemson, as best is the standard. He says, I think you might fit our personality here.
It wasn't just football. So I want to be a 10 in everything I do. Academics, in the weight room, on the football field, in the community. And they were blown away, I think, as much by the character he demonstrated in their visits, his intelligence, as they were his football skills, which were readily apparent when they watched the tape on 2 state title teams in Folsom, California. 4-yard run for ETN. It was over 8 yards per carry in his career. Travis today at 3.3. Here's Darian Rencher with his first carry. And Miles Jones made the tackle for Texas A&M. See number 84, Davis Allen, now trotting off the field. He's a true freshman tight end, and we talk about talent infusion. They think he's going to be a star.
He was the lead blocker on that play, did a nice job right at the point of the tackle on the middle linebacker.
Under 6 minutes to go. Deep throw, underthrown for Justin Ross, and intercepted by Ronnie Elam.
Well, that's great coverage by Elam.
He's a senior. He had his first career interception last week as a senior in the opener against Texas State. Now he has his second career pick. They've come in back-to-back games. Senior out of Newton, Texas. 5:49 to go. Been a surprisingly non-competitive afternoon in a lot of places today. Kendrick Rogers the catch. Darian Kendrick stops him. I think we both thought Ohio State Cincinnati would be closer.
A little closer,
Certainly thought Maryland might beat Syracuse, but not put 63 points on the board against
How about the start for Mike Locksley? I mean, that offense is, it must be for real.
79 points in the opener against Howard. You wondered, okay, what does that really mean? But when you throw a 63 out there against Syracuse, that's saying something. Clemson at Syracuse next Saturday night, an ABC Saturday primetime game. Isaiah Spiller, the running back. We're under 4 minutes to go. A lot of streaks, as we mentioned, and one nugget from the Texas A&M side. This is career game as a head coach in college number 120 for Jimbo Fisher. 121, 120 today. The only team that he ever had that didn't score at least one touchdown in the game was 2017, October 27th, up at the Heights at Boston College. A 35-3 loss to the Eagles. The only game his team didn't score at least one touchdown. Mond under pressure, throws over the middle, and it's caught by Kendrick Rogers.
That was another corner blitz that didn't quite get to Kellen Mond. Was able to deliver the football to Rogers, and he's just such a big body. You know, he had a huge game last year against this Clemson defense. Big and physical. There's the release right before the pressure, and Rogers goes up and gets it. No catch. Did not control it all the way to the ground. And no catch.
2nd and 10. 3:20 to go. Clemson likely to extend a lot of the streaks that they brought into today's game, but one that might well end. Mond trouble with the snap, now trouble with the rush, got it off, completed it, and it's going to be about a 9-yard gain to Courtney Davis, and there's a flag down where Mond got hit. Took a hit from Kayvon Wallace down around the legs.
It was a low snap. The first pressure was there from Xavier Thomas, and then the low hit. That's what is going to draw the flag. Helmet right to the knee area by Kayvon Wallace. Quarterback is in a very vulnerable, defenseless position there.
Personal foul. Roughing the quarterback. Defense. Low hit on the quarterback. 15 yards added to the end of the catch. First down.
Yeah. Sean, we talked all week. We thought this game was going to be a really good game. We thought Texas A&M with the maturity and development of Kellen Mond and their offense, and we knew their defense would do a good job against the run. We thought they could compete for 4 quarters. The biggest thing we thought, we didn't think this Clemson defense, we wondered, losing the guys they lost, could they still play at an elite level of defense? And I think tonight they answered and said, yeah, we sure can. Texas A&M only 248 yards of total offense.
Clemson, 30 seconds at least.
Brent Venables doesn't like the call. Let's take a look at our Pacific Life game summary with 3:13 to go. Very slow start for Mond. His numbers will look better with his success here in the 4th quarter, but kind of in garbage time. Trevor Lawrence, solid day, but Todd, the interception stands out because you made the point during our last commercial break. He threw 4 interceptions all of last year. This is now 3 in the first 2 games of this season.
Played in all 15 games, became the starter in game 5 last year. We were here for it, the Syracuse game, but yeah, that one was just an underthrow, and it really was an outstanding play by the corner, Ronnie Elam, but nevertheless, it was, you know, it's 3 interceptions in 2 games. Last week was the first time in his career that he threw multiple interceptions in a game.
He had a streak of 182 without an interception before the 2 picks against Georgia Tech. That was the 2nd longest interceptionless streak in Clemson history. Taj Boyd had one that was 5 attempts longer. So 3:13 to go, and the Aggies back across midfield. Isaiah Spiller down to the 35-yard line. The one streak, it seems, might end for Clemson. They had scored 27 points or more in 16 straight games entering today. That was the school record. They're on 24 right now. They're perhaps in position to win their 12th in a row by 20 points. And if they did that, that would tie Alabama 2018 for the longest such streak by any team in the AP poll era, dating back to 1936. With 12 straight wins by 20 or more. And they took a step toward that one on a big defensive play by Nolan Turner.
Well, we've called his name a lot tonight. The first time we called his name, he got beat in coverage on a little one-on-one swing route. And ever since then, he has made some serious plays. Brent Venables thinks he's been the most improved guy over the last 2 years in their defense.
Son of Kevin Turner, played at Alabama with Dabo Sweeney. Well, he was battling ALS. He asked Dabo Sweeney to take care of his son after he was gone, and Turner's become a force here at Clemson. Really emerged in the college football playoff last year at his first career interception in the semi against Notre Dame, at 4 tackles in a solid game against Alabama. Courtney Davis the catch. Courtney has a first down. Here's a look at today's crunch time, brought to you by Cheez-It.
Yeah, well, the Clemson defense we just got done talking about, they have been outstanding. Corner blitzes, they've mixed up their pressures on Kellen Mond so much. Linebacker blitzes, safety blitzes. This is Kevon Wallace. They've just dominated the game. They've dominated the A&M offense from start to finish.
Minute 20 to go. Rodgers trying to get away from the leg tackle of Mario Goodrich, a backup corner out of Kansas City, and he could not. By the way, I love Cheez-Its.
Do you?
My dad, he used to watch Monday Night Football when I was a kid. My dad would eat the Cheez-Its right out of the box, and often go through the box while watching Howard Cosell and Company. Every time I see a box of Cheez-Its, I think of my dear departed dad. 2nd and 3, look out. He got sandwiched again, did Mond, and threw it away. A.J. Terrell, starting cornerback in there. Think they don't want to keep A&M out of the end zone with their best cornerback on the field with 38 seconds to go, up by 3 touchdowns.
Well, Kellen Mond did not see the pressure, but again, they were dropping 7 in coverage. That's why he couldn't get rid of the football early. And Terrell almost gets to him and causes a fumble.
Little bonus Cheez-It crunch time there. 38 seconds to go. Will it be their 12th straight win to tie the record by 20 points or more? It's that narrow win here against Syracuse in Game 5 that propelled them onto this streak. They beat the Cuse by 4 in the last-minute touchdown. Spiller stumbles inside the 10 with a first down.
Well, we mentioned that battle between Jimbo Fisher and Brent Venables. And Brent does not want to give up a touchdown here.
But can A&M score a touchdown? First and goal from the 3. 25 seconds to go. Kellen Mond. Isaiah Spiller banged out of bounds with 19 seconds to go by Isaiah Simmons. Again, one of their best defensive players out there to try to keep A&M out of the end zone.
Well, we talked about this too, Sean. You look at the Clemson schedule on paper. This is their toughest opponent. I mean,
a lot of people thought next week would be very tough as well. Syracuse, a lot of people thought entering the year might be the second best team in the entire ACC. But you wonder about the Orange now after they got shellacked at Maryland today. Second and goal. 19 seconds to go. Mond throws the fade. Courtney Davis incomplete. The ball comes out.
Could not control the catch. Tanner Muse in coverage. He has an interception already, and that time got matched up on a slot receiver and ripped that ball away. It's a good throw, but he just couldn't secure the ball all the way to the ground. Really good effort that time by Tanner Muse, not giving up on the play.
Third and goal, 13 seconds to go.
I think they should run a quarterback run here if they want to get in the end zone. Get the back as a lead blocker and let Kellen Mond run it.
Actually, some considerable drama here given the situation. High throw, batted down. Fourth down goal. Intended for Jamon Osmond. The last chance to score a touchdown for A&M. 10 seconds to go, fourth and goal. Barring a penalty, this will be it. They blitz him. Mond wide open. They get the touchdown. Jalen Weidermeyer.
Now Isaiah Simmons came on a blitz, and nobody picked up the tight end. They anticipated that he was going to stay in and block. These guys are all rushing, and there's nobody that picks up the tight end. Well-designed play. Kellen Mond gets it to him, and the Aggies get themselves a touchdown.
So still just one game out of 121 as a head coach in which Jimbo Fisher's team did not score a touchdown. They score on the 16th play of the drive. First touchdown of his career for Weidermeyer.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that's tough about that schedule, you know you're going to play the SEC West every year, and it's been the best conference in college football. But you got a non-conference game at #1 Clemson, and your crossover in the SEC this year happens to be Georgia, who's one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the country. So, yeah, it's a daunting schedule in front of the Aggies.
Braden Mann kicks off. It'll be a touchback. In fact, A&M and South Carolina are the first schools to see the preseason AP 1, 2, and 3 teams on their schedule since Missouri in 1975. And they're the only one who's done that. Northwestern and Minnesota, 68 and 72 respectively, faced the preseason top 3 teams and did not record a win over any of them. So Missouri will still be the only team with a win in this instance to do that, but more chances for Texas A&M. Jimbo said yesterday to us, yes, I've told the team it's a tough schedule, but those are all great opportunities to do something special. Chase Bryson to take the last snap. So the string of victories by 20 or more is over, but the overall winning streak is not. They've won 17 in a row, have the Clemson Tigers matching their school record. They've won 20 straight regular season non-conference games, dating back to a loss at Georgia in the opener in 2014. Here's Holly Rowe.
I was taking a moment to speak with one of the Texas A&M players, so give us 1 second here.
it was fun, you know, getting the turnover on the goal line. And like I said, came up one play short right there from another goal line stand. But our defense set the tone. I thought Trevor Lawrence played quarterback today. I mean, he played quarterback and just led our team. We really left a little out there. We missed some opportunities for some more points, but really dominated the game. And from the second quarter on, so really proud of our team. It's a huge win for us. It's just the second win, but it's a heck of a football team we just beat. Great momentum for us.
Coach, you say he played quarterback today. What do you mean by that? What do you see from what he did?
Just gutsy, leader, savvy, you know, just made huge plays with his legs, with his arm, and, you know, got a little banged up, shook it off, kept going. So just really proud of Trevor.
All right, Lawrence threw for 268 and a touchdown. Clemson's 24-10 win over Texas A&M. For Holly Rowe, Todd Blackledge, our terrific crew, Sean McDonough saying so long from sweltering Death Valley. Now to the studio, here's Kevin Nagandi.